started a little early, but I'm just gonna see if anybody comes in, and then I will start reading my story. All right, to those of you that are viewing, my name is Samantha Krauskopf. I am a Food Corps service member serving in Rocky Mount with the Downey's Partnership for Children. And in order to continue to teach our kids in this uncertain time, DEPC has laid out a kind of virtual garden club to go over the next few weeks. So on Mondays, I will be reading a story. Tuesdays, we will have someone doing a physical activity of some sort to get the kids moving, get their energy out. On Wednesday, I'll come back with a garden club, like gardening activity. And then Thursdays, we will have a kind of like snack, like go-to recipe layout for you guys so the kids can help make that kind of stuff. If you guys have any questions or if you have any recommendations about what books you would like me to read or things that you want to learn throughout the next few weeks, let us know and I'll be sure to read those. And be sure to share that we're doing this throughout your kids' schools and to their friends and whatnot. We want to make sure that these kids are able to continue to learn, and even if it's just watching a 15-minute video every day. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started in a second, I think. So today's book is Eddie's Garden and How to Make Things Grow by Sarah Garland. I'm gonna try to show you guys the pictures as best I can because I know it'd be boring if I didn't show pictures. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. Can I have a garden of my own, said Eddie. Okay, said Mom. And me, said Lily. Mom wrote a list and they went to the garden shop. They bought seeds, a bag of earth, and some flower pots. Pots for me, said Lily. What makes plants grow? Asked Eddie. What makes you grow? Asked Mom. Food, said Eddie. Drink for me, said Lily. And that's what plants like, said Mom. Food from the earth, rain to drink, air to breathe, and sun for light and warmth. Let's get digging, said Eddie. It was hard to work digging up the grass and weeds, but the earth was rich and crumbly and full of worms. Stop that, Lily, cried Mom. Worms are good for the earth, but they're not good to eat. Worms for me, said Lily. Eddie raked the earth smooth, ready for the pea seeds. Mom showed Eddie how to scratch a line in the earth with a twig and how to put the pea seeds along the line, one at a time, and carefully cover them up. They collected some long sticks and Mom pushed them into the ground. This can be a hideout for you and Lily, she said. Bean plants will grow right up the sticks to make a bean den. She dug a hole beside each stick and Eddie dropped a bean into every hole and filled each hole with earth. Eddie watered all the seeds with his watering can. Water me, said Lily. No, don't, said Mom. When Eddie went to bed that night, Mom read the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Eddie thought about his bean plants growing up into the sky and how he would be like Jack and climb up the beanstalk higher and higher until he could touch the clouds. Next morning, Eddie wanted to sow more seeds. Let's put some of these in pots, said Mom. Then we can look after them more easily. So they collected flower pots, seed trays, yogurt pots, and an oil can, an old boot, and they filled them with earth from the bag. Eddie watered the earth until it was soaking wet. Then they chose their seeds, sunflower and marigold seeds, and broccoli, purple chard, and sweet corn, and a pumpkin seed for Lily. They put their seeds carefully and covered them with earth. "Pumpkin for me," said Lily, and she dug up her pumpkin seed to see whether it had grown. "Put it back, Lily. It doesn't grow that fast," said Eddie. Days passed. The rain rained and the sun shone warm. Every day, Eddie and Lily looked to see whether their seeds had sprouted. At last, a strong green stem pushed out of the earth. It was Lily's pumpkin plant. It straightened up and opened 2 fat leaves. "Like me," said Lily. Soon all the seeds were sprouting. So we have their pea seeds, lettuce, carrots, corn, broccoli, marigold. Eddie worked hard in his garden. He watered the plants when they were dry and he pulled up the weeds. When Lily's pumpkin plant grew too big for its pot, he showed her how to dig a hole in the garden to plant it in so its roots could go deep into the ground. "Hey, Lily, maybe that hole is a bit too big," said Eddie. Then he dug a hole for his sunflower plant right in the middle of the garden. As the weeks went by, it grew as high as Eddie, then even higher and higher still until a fat bud grew at the top, which opened out into an enormous yellow sunflower. Granddad came round. He was so surprised. He had to sit down. "Wow, Eddie, your garden is amazing," he said. I want a garden that looks like that. Look how awesome that looks, y'all. They walked around the garden together. "Do you know what, Granddad?" said Eddie. "Some caterpillars eat lettuces, but birds eat caterpillars. And some bugs eat leaves and flowers, but ladybirds and hoverflies eat the bug. And bees make honey from flowers, and we like eating honey." "Worms for me," said Lily. "Well, worms mix the earth up, and that's good for plants," Granddad said. Eddie found a slug. "Oh dear," said Granddad. "Slugs eat up plants in the garden, especially at night." That night, Eddie couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about slugs munching and crunching in his garden. He went downstairs in his pajamas. "What's up, Eddie?" called Mom. "I'm going on a slug hunt," said Eddie. "Wait for me," said Mom. By torchlight and moonlight, they soon found 16 slugs that were eating up Eddie's plants. They put them in a bucket for Mom to throw away and went back upstairs. "That was a brilliant idea, Eddie," said Mom, and she kissed him goodnight. The next day was fine and sunny, perfect for a picnic. Eddie, Lily, and Mom went out into the garden and picked peas and carrots and lettuce and sweet corn and a big pumpkin. Mom cut the pumpkin up. "We'll keep some of these seeds to grow next year," she said. Eddie rolled out pastry for pumpkin pie. "Peas for me," said Lily, and she's down on the floor picking all the peas. Out in Eddie's garden, birds ate sunflower seeds, bees, butterflies drank nectar from the flowers, and creepy crawlies were busy in the earth. Eddie, Lily, Mom, and Granddad ate their picnic. It was the best ever. After the picnic, Eddie and Lily sat in the bean den. "Which do you like best, Lily? Worms or beans?" asked Eddie. "Beans for me," said Lily. And then at the very end of this book, they have how to grow the different things that Eddie grew in his garden. So they have like carrots, lettuce, onions, peas, pumpkins, marigolds. And so I think this is a really cute book, and it gives you tips on like growing plants in containers, and how to tell which soil works best for plants. It shows you how plants grow, how they look as they grow. So you can kind of tell. Yeah. So I think that's a really cute book. If you guys have any recommendations for another book, again, this was Eddie's Garden and How to Make Things Grow by Sarah Garland. I have a few here that I'm thinking about reading, but I haven't made any definitive decisions. So if you guys would like me to read a specific story, I'll do my best to get my hands on a copy and read it next Monday. Tomorrow we're going to be having a physical activity. Kyler is putting that on, and then I will be back Wednesday with a garden activity. We are going to be planting little bean seeds, and the supplies that you need are posted on our Facebook page. So be sure to check into that, and we're going to be doing this at 3 o'clock Monday through Thursdays. So I hope to see you guys again soon. Again, let me know if there is another book you would like me to read. Bye, guys.